Hey, so I hope you guys are all having a good day today. It's kind of meh today outside, but it was sun shining all day today, and it was a good day today. Hope you guys are having a good day, a good week, a good life, a good year. I don't know. Life is crazy right now, and it's hella all over the place. Um, But I wanted to jump on here and share another journal entry, like I did last time, because I really enjoyed it. I'm used to making videos, but I haven't made videos in a really long time. So I was like, let me make another one. But forewarning, this one isn't the most, like, positive and uplifting. So if you're having a good day today, a great day today, or you just don't want to hear some, like, kind of sad-ish, somber, low-key depressing mambo jambo, you might want to click off this till another day. Don't want to ruin your mood. Don't want to be a Debbie Downer, do we? No, we don't. Um, so I'm liking sharing my journal entries because I am coming out with my second book here in a couple months, and I'll talk more about that when I get there, or when I get to that point of the book actually coming out. But it will be sooner rather than later. But my next book is called The Truth Behind Her Eyes, and it's a compilation of journal entries and poems, whereas my first book, Late Night Thoughts Part 1, was all poetry. So I am mixing it up a little bit with this next one. And this journal entry that I'm about to share right now, I wrote this the beginning of last month. What is it? April 9th? Yeah, so it was March 6th I wrote this. And I was just like, to preface without giving too much away, I was just in a mood. And I've been single for a long ass time. And I'm just like, I'm just over this life. Not life, just like single life. But I have my moments where I'm like, I want to be single and I like it. And then I have moments where I'm like, I wish I had somebody. But like, I was just in the mood this night. I wrote this like in the wee hours of the morning, just in my feelings. And like I stated in my last video, writing is as honest as I get. So I was just in a mood, in my feelings, and I was just like, let me just jot this down and write about it. And I was debating if I wanted to share it, because I'm like, it is not like happy-go-lucky, cheerful rainbows. Like, it ain't that type of gig. But I think when people, this is just from my personal experience or perspective. I don't know. I like when people are just real when they share their stuff. I don't like when people, personally, when they just share all the good stuff. Because reality is, life ain't always good. It ain't always pretty. It ain't always glitz and glam and like lit. It ain't. And so I was just like, do I want to share this? Like, because in the times right now, life is just depressing enough. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to share this. But then I was like, fuck it. Why not? And excuse my language. I'm grown, and sometimes I swear, but I try to keep it to a bare minimum. But we all grown here. But this is just basically about how I've been feeling about being single for the last X amount of years. And I'm gonna just dive into it and just talk about it a little bit. It's called My Disbelief in Love. Some things I'll just never be able to relate to. Why can't I be like all of my friends? They can find men who like them and want to invest in them. I'm almost 29 and I've never received flowers or had a Valentine a day in my life. I've only had one boyfriend. I'm an absolute loser when it comes to men and love, but I'm a winner in life, so I know that counts for something. Hello. I just want someone I can love and give the world to. I just want someone I can feel safe and comforted by me. I just want someone to give me the time of day, but maybe my love would be a waste of time. Maybe it's best if I just give up hope and be happy in my loneliness. At least my family and friends love me. Maybe I don't deserve romantic love. Maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe I've been forcing a narrative because I want to fit in and understand what it's like to be loved and cherished. Maybe I'm in over my head. Maybe love is just a fairy tale that will never exist in real life. Maybe I'm better off alone and just pursuing my career and being happy with the people who are important in my life. I've neglected myself in the relationship I have with myself for men almost my entire life. It's disgusting and I shouldn't do it anymore. It's human nature to want love, but it's not for everyone. Maybe if I close my heart off completely, I can defy human nature and not want it anymore. That way, I won't look or feel like a fucking idiot anymore when I like someone and they don't like me back. They've never liked me back. I keep getting my hopes up like a damn fool. I'll learn one day. From now on, I just won't open myself up anymore and just convince myself from the get-go that the feeling isn't mutual. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. It's not worth it anymore. Falling in love and being loved in return is a joke. It doesn't exist. Not for me anyway. But I'll be happy for my friends and celebrate for them because they deserve it. I won't be bitter and hateful because they have something I'll never have. I don't want to get married or have children anymore. I'm just better off all alone in love. It's better that way. Less expectations, less heartbreak, less emotions, less love, just me, myself, and I. Yikes, that is really, the more I read it, the more I'm like, girl. So I just want to say before I, get too deep into it that, your girl's not depressed. My mental health is doing pretty good. That's not, it's kind of how I feel today, but it's not how I feel about life. It's just how I feel about romantic relationships. So if you heard me just read that and you're like, sound the alarms, no need to do that. Your girl is all the way good. I've felt that way for basically all my life as far as romantic relationships and love and stuff like that. Because I've noticed in my life that things have fallen together in every other area aside from that. So, I have my own place, I have my own car, I have a great career. I'm, for the most part, genuinely happy with life. Can't really complain about much. And then it's just that one thing in life that just everything else has fallen into place but that one thing. And I really, really try not to focus on relationships and stuff like that, because it's I think we as people, and I know myself personally, I still kind of do this. I'm not as bad as I used to be, but put so much emphasis on love and romance and excuse my language, but I mean, it's almost well, if I don't have a man or a woman or a relationship then I'm not shit and I suck at life. And like I said, I have my moments where I feel that way, but overall, no, because there's so much more to life than romantic love and being in a relationship and being with somebody. And I think we as people put too much emphasis almost on it. As if there's nothing to live for outside of romance and intimacy and things like that. When, like I just said, there's so much more to it, to life and to happiness and joy than just being in a committed relationship. And while I say that, you're like, girl, you just read this whole journal entry you wrote last month and you sound lonely as hell. Which, I mean, I am. Obviously, that's why I wrote it. But I think me personally, but I think we as people need to learn to be our own person and to know that it is okay and it is not the end of the world to be single. And I'm still learning that now at almost 29. I'm still learning that life isn't that's not the one all be all, and if I'm single, then I'm still great and I'm still amazing regardless of if I have a partner or not. And for since I was a teenager in middle school, I've just always felt like I had a void and felt like there just was something missing. And like I said, I only had one boyfriend, and I've just always felt like that oddball because I can never relate in that one area of love and relationships and going on dates and stuff like that. Because when you're young, that's what it's all about. When you're in middle school and high school, and I mean, even into your younger, early adult years, that's all people ever talk about is going on dates and this, and that, and hanging out. It's all about social life and dating. And I've never been able to relate in that degree. And I've always felt like an oddball and a weirdo because it's like, my friends will be like, oh, I've got a boyfriend, I'm going on a date, or this and that. And I'm just like, record scratch, because that's just honestly, never been my life or my situation. And it's just like, why do we let these things define us as individuals? Because before you're anything in life, you are your own person. Before you're a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a confidant, a friend, whatever you are, before you're any of that, you're your own person and you're your own self. And I think that sometimes we get so caught up in like our happiness being dependent on someone else, or love, or feeling as if we don't have that special someone that, like, our life is over and it's the end of the world. And it's just like, it's really not that damn serious. And like I said, I'm still learning this to this day, but I'm really learning to be comfortable with myself. Like, I love actually being by myself, like physically. Like, before fucking COVID wrecked everything, but I used to go to the movies by myself. I used to go to dinner by myself. I used to do a lot concerts. Like, I love my own company. But when it comes to love and romance and stuff like that, when you've gone so long without it, the wheels start turning and you're like, damn, like, is this really it? And I try to relate it to, so I'm very much used to being alone and by myself. And I relate it to people who are the opposite. They're used to being with someone or being in a relationship, or always having someone, even if it's not romantic, even if it's sexually, they're always entertaining someone to some degree. Where I have gone long without intimacy or a man or whatever in any way, shape, or form, and I've been completely by myself in that aspect. When someone who always has that, it's hard for them to see their life without that. Whereas to me, on the flip side, I'm so used to being by myself that it's hard for me to see myself with someone when I've been alone romantically by myself for a really, really, really long time. So I've kind of become a little jaded. Not kind of, I have. And it's not that I think all men are the same and they're all trash and they're all shitty and they're all horrible and they suck. And it's not, no, like, rain on men parade. This is not a I hate men train. Like, it's nothing like that. I'm used to just being by myself, and it's really hard for me to really see a life outside of that when I've only known being single for, aside from my ex, which was 20 million years ago. That's all I know is being alone. So I think when I talk to my friends about it, they're like, girl, you'll find someone. And of course, that's what your friends tell you. Of course. Like, and not that I hate my friends for telling me that, but I will say that I'm not mad that they tell me that, but it's just like, meh. They are people who can, I hate to word it like this, but they're just like, they have men that flock to them. And I ain't that bitch. I'm not that girl who's like, men are like drooling over and they just want, I'm a god time. Like, that's just, that ain't it. And it is what it is. But like, you want to take, when your friends tell you that, like, oh, that's so cute, that's so sweet, but like, that don't mean that I necessarily believe it. But I also do believe, though, that, I wrote it in there that, like, at least my friends and family love me. Like, I think we focus so much on romantic love that we forget that love can manifest itself in a million and one different ways. Like, I believe that you can love and find soulmates and friends and companions, and not just always romantically. I feel like I found my soulmates in some of my friends, and ain't no romantic or sexual or intimate type of shit going on in that party at all. Like, I think that we were so stuck on one kind of love that we forget that there's a million and one different types of love. And it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be by yourself. I know for a while I used men as a, like, coping mechanism for my loneliness. And then when I stopped doing that, I really was able to just sit with myself. Like, really sit with myself. And I think a lot of people, especially in this day and age, they're so scared to sit with themselves. And really get to know themselves. And so they jump from one person or one thing to the next, and it's just like, I knew my answer to this question, but it's like, why are you running from yourself? What are you running from that you feel you need to entertain every which person to distract you from yourself? Like, what is it about yourself that you need covering up, that you don't want to see, that you feel like you need something to distract you from that? And for a while that was me. And I've gotten in a much better place where I don't want that or need that. I mean, like I said in my journal, it's human nature to want love and romance and stuff like that. But I don't have a need for it anymore. I don't feel like if I don't have it, that my life's gonna fall to shambles. And at one point I did. And I think people need to learn to be alone. And I don't mean alone in the world, because that's really depressing. I think we all need someone in our corner, even if it's just one person, that, excuse me, makes us feel safe and comfortable and happy. But I don't think that our happiness should depend on that. But I think we all need someone in our corner. But in the same breath, you need to learn to be alone, in the sense that I feel like realistically we're not always going to have somebody, a companion or a relationship or what have you, every single moment that we need it. I mean, unless that's your end game and that's your damn business, ain't got nothing to do with me. But I think learning to be alone and be content with yourself, I think it really builds a foundation for healthy relationships. Because I think when you start dating, oh, the sun's coming out. I think when you start dating on the basis of, I can't be alone, I don't want to be alone, and it's based off insecurities and codependency, I don't think that's a good foundation for a relationship, in my personal opinion. To each their own. We've all got our own opinions on it or what have you. But I say all of this to say, it's okay to be alone. And it's okay to work on yourself and be by yourself. And to not be having sex, or to not be dating, or to not be in a relationship, or to not be entertaining anyone to any degree. I think it's totally okay. And I think the more that people learn that that is okay, that, we're better off. Not saying, again, we don't need people, because I think we all need each other. But one person doesn't define us. And I hope somebody can relate to me. Maybe not as like deep down in the depths of like relating to me, but I hope that people can relate in the sense of knowing that we are our own persons, our own entity, our own beings with our own emotions and feelings and loves, likes, dislikes, and all that good shit. And we're good. Like, yes, we all want love and we all want companionship and all that good stuff, but it's okay if you have it and it's okay if you don't have it. But if you guys like me reading my journals and stuff to you, let a girl know, because I'm really getting back into having fun with this, making videos and stuff, because I miss making videos. I used to make videos on YouTube a lot. Well, not a lot, frequently. And I miss it. So if you guys like me reading you my stuff, let a girl know, because I will read you a lullaby. Have a good day today. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Have a good life. Have a good year. It's April 9th already. COVID is crazy. Life is crazy. Love the people who love you, and if you love people who don't love you, learn to let them go, because they're just gonna drain you. And I'll be back on here soon, and bye.